Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the program agenda. We are doing remote broadcast. We are here in Baguio City, Camp John Hay at the Manor Hotel. Thank you for joining us. And of course, thank you to the management of Manor Hotel at John Hay. Particularly to Mr. Ramon Cabrera for accommodating us to set up here kasi po medyo mahirap maghanap ng signal dito sa Baguio because we are in a high altitude location. So signal is a very rare commodity here in Baguio. Okay, so today is March 7, 2022. It's a Monday. Welcome to the program and thank you for joining us. Thank you for being subscribers of Cignal TV and viewers of One News PH on channels 8 and 250. I'm your host, Cito Beltran. Thank you to all of you out there. And today, just so you know what our program is all about, we are going to be interviewing the executive director of the National Water Resources Board, none other than Executive Director, wait a minute, I'm getting confused. Sevillo David. Medyo inag-iba po yung location ng aking mga prompter dito. So I'm kind of adjusting. We will also be speaking with the Corporate Communications Head of Manila Water. First topic for today is water. Regarding the current supply levels, what are we going to expect? And of course, the good news that bababa ang singil ng tubig at towards the end of the month, wala na raw yung 12% VAT. So let's find out all of that later. And after that, we will be speaking with Attorney Martin CEO and President of Cocolife, Attorney Martin Loon. And we will be talking about his experience, his knowledge, as well, of course, as the offerings of Cocolife, I think the first all Filipino or Filipino-owned insurance company. Well, we'll go to that later. Okay, but before any of that, let's go to our daily starter. Okay? And ito po, na-pick up ko ito sa Facebook pero galing din ito kay Michael Jackson. Okay? Michael Jackson ba o Paul McCartney? Up to you, which version you like. Our daily starter for today is if you are searching for that one person that will change your life, look at the mirror. Okay? Kasi we go all over, we turn to mentors, to teachers, to inspirations, etc. Pero the person that will create change in your life is yourself. Sa'yo manggagaling ang pagbabago, huwag mong iasa yan sa ibang tao. Okay, so remember that. And now let's go to the front page of the Philippine Star so that you can all be updated. And mukhang good news. Itong front page ng Philippine Star, the headline, House forms panel to tackle fuel crisis. House Speaker, House Speaker Lord Alan Velasco has already called upon his fellow congressmen to form several groups to address this issue on the soaring prices of fuel. Kumbaga hindi na sila mapakali kasi talaga naman pong sobrang taas na. Dito lang sa Baguio, medyo hihimatayin kayo sa presyo ng krudo at gasolina. So the House of Representatives has formed several panels to discuss, tackle, and find solutions for the soaring prices of fuel. That big picture at the top of the Philippine Star is a photo of the Ironman competition in Subic Bay where 900 plus participants joined in for the Ironman marathon, and maganda po yun because they have been on hiatus for 2 years. Okay, so at the top of the front page, MMDA, no need to expand number coding scheme. Now listen, because some of you might be wondering, okay, the MMDA General Manager Attorney Artes, if I'm not mistaken, said na hindi kailangang lagay ng number coding scheme or palawakin pa because the number of vehicles on the first day of Alert Level 1 on EDSA was lower than the number of vehicles on EDSA when on the first day of Alert Level 2. So magkakamot kayo ng ulo. Bakit? Well, apparently, the price of gasoline has convinced many Filipinos in Metro Manila, huwag na lang tayong lumabas unless it's necessary. That is the only logical explanation why there are fewer vehicles on EDSA in spite of Alert Level 1. Also, mukhang marami sa kanila tumakas na. Nagbakasyon. Okay, now let's go forward. Government eyes vaccination of 1.8 million seniors. Okay, in the fourth national vaccination campaign, the target of the government is to vaccinate 1.8 million seniors. Okay, in the meantime, that center photo of the Philippine Star is the National Museum of Fine Arts, which houses works from famous Filipino painters, is all lit up. Inilawan, kinulayan in purple, kumbaga kulay ube, in preparation for the celebration of International Women's Day tomorrow, March 8. Okay. GCash, on the other hand, meantime, has stated and refutes the claim that 75% of transactions are from Isabong. Kasi nabalita na po yan sa interview natin kay Senator Bato de la Rosa, but the good senator also said, I may stand corrected. Hindi naman niya sinabing kumbaga finality. Sabi niya parang 75% ng kita ng GCash is from Isabong. Well, GCash said that's not true. Their earnings from Isabong is only a small portion. Okay, now speaking of small, the COVID-19 tally of Philippine cases as of yesterday, March 6, confirmed new cases 817 na lang, but the number of deaths is triple digit again, 144. So there you go, it still kills people. Intensify voters info drive versus fake news according to a think tank, Strat-based ADR Institute. Sabi po nung ADR Institute ay dapat sigurong kontrahen through information drive itong mga fake news because there is a contradiction in the expectation or yung mga sinasabi ng mga mamamayan, this is what they want from their candidates. And yet, pag tiningnan nyo kung sino yung nangunguna, parang does not connect, does not compute. Okay. Anyway, we will now go. Okay, quiet lang po dyan sa background. Pumapasok kayo sa microphone. Okay, and last three articles, we have Senator Villar, Cynthia Villar, medyo nagalit when the head of the Philippine Mechanization, Philippine Center for Post-Harvest Development and Mechanization or PhilMec head ay pinapalitan. Kasi usong-uso na po yan, last 2 minutes in government. So ang nangyayari, marami pong mga heads of agencies, bureaus, etc. are being replaced with new set of political appointees, but apparently Senator Cynthia Villar did not like the planned or actual removal of Filmec Director Baldwin Hallorina, because he has been, according to the good senator, doing a great job. Why replace him? Pero that is the privilege of the president. Okay, and that photo of a man using a fire extinguisher, barangay officers practice using a fire extinguisher during a seminar organized by volunteer firefighters in Binondo, Manila yesterday. That serves as a reminder for all of you. Please check if you have fire extinguishers at home. If you have, kung wala kayong fire extinguisher, a bucket of sand or Coke litro bottle. Umuubra rin yan sa apoy. Okay, and last but not the least, magtanda po, pay attention to this. A man in Alabama, USA, was sentenced to 160 years in prison for engaging in child pornography of Filipino children. Ayan po. He was sentenced in the United States. They will get you even if you commit the crime in the Philippines. They will get you and they will throw you in jail and throw away the key. So ayan po. That's the news on the front page of the Philippine Star. And now let's go to our first interview. We have with us the Executive Director of the National Water Resources Board, Mr. Sevillo David Jr., and Ms. Dittie, Galang Corporate Communications Head, Manila Water. Thank you for joining us this morning. Welcome to the program agenda. I'll start with you, ED David. Kamusta na po? Good morning. How is everything in the National Water Resources Board?
Yeah, good morning, Cito, and thank you. No, at so far, okay naman po kami dito sa National Water Resources Board. As you all know, alert level 1 na po tayo dito sa Metro Manila. So we are almost at 100% operations dito po sa office, on-site operations. But we are just doing some final evaluation as far as compliance. Of course, we still have to comply with the minimum public health standards. Although there are instructions for us to be operational at 100% on-site, medyo we still have to yung final evaluation po ng compliance with the minimum public health standards. So far po,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. So far
po, as far as our water situation is concerned, I think pinaka main concern po natin ngayon is Angat Dam, At so far po, Angat Dam kasi is the main source of water supply for Metro Manila at around 97%. As of 6 a.m. this morning, the level of Angat Dam is around 195.3 meters. So we could say na medyo mababa po yan compared to previous years. At because what caused the situation? Because on the last quarter of last year, hindi ho tayo nakatanggap ng mga significant rainfall sa Angat watershed despite the La Nina advisory of Pag-asa, but it's raining somewhere elsewhere, but not significant enough po to recharge the Angat Dam. So at the end of 2021, supposedly 212 po ang target natin, but the elevation is only at around 202.8, so almost 10 meters below the expected elevation. So in this case po, medyo we have to manage the current limited supply sa Angat Reservoir for a more sufficient water supply, both for irrigation and more particularly for water supply for Metro Manila.
Okay, I was wondering, and let me welcome Dittie to the program. Dittie, welcome back here to Agenda. Dittie Galang.
Good morning, Cito. Good morning, Sir Bill, and good morning to all the televiewers of Agenda.
Okay, I'll go back to you, ED David. I was wondering, and I think a lot of people are surprised kasi yan nga, pinag-uusapan natin hanggat the water level is below average or below ideal, and then people are concerned about summer coming up. And then suddenly, there's an announcement regarding removal of the 12% VAT, mumura ang tubig. Pasensya ka na, magagalit sa akin yung ibang mga kababayan natin. But I'm one of those who kept saying na kung gusto ninyong mabawasan yung pag-aaksaya ng tubig, taasan ninyo yung presyo ng tubig. Para lang yung kuryente. Pag mataas ang presyo, nagtitipid ng tao. But bakit biglang binaba ang presyo ng tubig or bababa? Why remove the VAT? We couldn't understand that, the executive director.
I think can we request Dittie to respond to that, no? Because although initially, no, medyo iba ho yan, I think. So it's just a coincidence, but I think di ho natin na may co-connect sa ngayon, no, yung current situation of our water supply, no, particularly ang Dam, with the situation or the decisions, current developments, no, as far as tariff is concerned. No?
Okay. Ganito, let's do it this way. Dittie, can you give us an explanation how that happened? Kasi I was thinking, if I was on the National Water Resources Board, papalag ako. Meaning, hello, nagtitipid ka kami ng tubig. Gagawin pa niyong mura yung tubig dyan. But anyway, Dittie, could you please explain what happened?
Late last year, the government granted the concessionaires, the water concessionaires here in Metro Manila, franchise to operate. So now we are now considered public utility. We were granted by the Philippine government a franchise to operate until 2047. And as part of the provisions of the franchise, kasama dito yung pagiging exempt sa VAT ng mga franchise holders ng government. So beginning March 21, when we are expected to send our letter of acceptance nitong franchise na ito, tatanggalin na yung VAT doon sa aming bill, sa aming tariff, and hindi na ito i-charge sa mga customers dahil kami rin ay magiging VAT exempt. And pero sa kapalit nito ay makikita rin ng mga customers line in their bill that says government taxes. This covers franchise tax, both the national franchise tax and the local franchise tax. This would range from about 2.5 to 2.825%, which is considerably lower than the 12% VAT na pinapatong natin ngayon dun sa basic charge. So, yun yung dahilan kung bakit inaasahang bababa yung singil sa tubig towards beginning March 21 and onwards. It's the granting of the government franchise.
Okay, now how is this going to affect our supply, executive director? Kasi sasabihin na naman ng mga tao, ay, mura na tubig yun. Sige, maligo na tayo. Maligo ng maligo 2 beses. Tag-araw, maligo ng 2 beses.
Yeah. Yeah, tama yan, Cito, no? Sana hindi muna nagsabay, no? Kasi because we have been very aggressive also, no, in promoting water conservation or wise use of water, no? Kaya we are hoping na itong pagbaba ng expected, no, a reduction in tariff, no, dun sa water bills ay hindi rin ho maging dahilan, no, para po yung mga kababayan po natin ay magsimula ding hindi maging conscious, no, doon sa paggamit po ng o maging responsable sa paggamit ng tubig, no. So for us, kung bababayan or tataas, I think we should be our people, no, should be more responsible in their use of water. Kasi particularly, no, in this situation wherein yung supply po natin is a little may constraints because of the relatively lower of the dam.
Okay, now, Executive Director, I'm just wondering, and Dittie, no, please, it's a free-for-all, it's not a Q&A show, but we're just wondering why there seems to be a delay, or, you know, why is it that the people involved are taking their time in rolling out the message that, guys, our water supply, our levels are getting lower and lower. Summer is at the door already. Why are we not campaigning now for water conservation and rationing. Kasi sabi nga nila, kung gusto mong may tubig sa katapusan ng Hunyo, ngayon pa lang, magtipid na tayo. Does water rationing work or is it counterproductive? Dittie, I'll ask you first kasi kayo yung nasa gripo eh.
Well, together with NWRB and MWSS, tuloy-tuloy naman yung ating campaign towards responsible use of water. Yun, yung binanggit ni Sir Bill. And kami naman sa Manila Water, although we remind our customers na yes, importanteng gumamit ng tubig, lalo na ngayon, na andyan pa rin yung pandemya, but let's watch how we are using the water. And gamitin lang yung sapat sa pangangailangan natin. We have sustained this campaign. You can look at our Facebook, our social media accounts. We regularly release yung mga reminders. We call this, for Manila Water, we call this #WaterWais, ano? And just to remind people na yun na nga, yung konting matitipid mo ay maaaring gamitin ng kapitbahay mo or magagamit pa ng ibang tao. Yung konting tubig na hindi mo maaaksaya dahil na nagamit mo ng wais ay makakatulong pa na magpatagal ng tubig na limited sa ngayon, as Executive Director David said, that ang GAT is much lower right now. The messaging has been consistent. And actually, meron naman siyang konting impact din dun sa aming operations. Dahil sa ngayon, our water supply remains stable despite the fact that ang GAT nga is much lower. And we have actually prepared for this on the other hand. But we have seen naman na nakikinig naman yung ating mga customers. And we are able to monitor this dun sa konsumo ng mga customers, So we have not really stopped. Kahit hindi tag-init, kahit hindi even before NWRB said that ang GAT is in danger of being depleted again this coming summer months, we have not ceased reminding people to use water responsibly.
Okay, so having said that, but my question is, because I remember when we last had a serious concern with water, there was a statement from someone in the community of Manila Water and MWSS who said, ang problema pag sinabihan mo ang tao, or the problem is when you tell people to save water, they start stocking. And when they start stocking water in pails, balde, drum, etc., they end up hoarding water. Is that a valid observation na pag kinabahan ng tao, nag-hoarding na?
Yeah, tama po yun. I think we're able to observe that also, no? But I think in that respect also, we are also reminding people, when they stock water, just stock sufficient enough, because as we have said, the conditions and situation in Metro Manila as far as water supply is concerned is relatively stable, except for some instances na magkakaroon siguro ng interruptions with proper advisory from our concessionaires. In that situation, I think they just have to stock sufficiently enough na yung gagamitin nila doon sa time na wala pong tubig, or walang supply ng tubig, ay may magamit sila, But relatively po, generally the water is stable, kaya mas maganda ho siguro ay wag naman tayong mag-imbak ng masyado, because medyo mahirap po yan, because yung storage din po, medyo we have to properly store it, kasi kung hindi naman na-store ng maayos yan, baka pagsimulan din po ng mga unsanitary na situation.
Especially now that there have been reported cases of dengue, particularly in the NCR. Actually, I have a few friends who have been asking for prayers for their parents, ganito ganyan, na dengue, of course, wag na tayong dumagdag dyan. But Executive Director, I think people are also wondering, whatever happened to those yung, ano ba yun, pasensya na, ako ignorante ako talaga, aminin ko, no? Yung Kaliwa Dam, yung kung ano-ano, yung mga dams ba na were supposed to be already in the process of construction, whatever happened to them?
Yeah, yun pong ano, no, yes, meron po tayong mga what we call, of course, with NWSS, no, they have this what we call short to medium and long term, no, infrastructure projects. And yung mga short po, no, we had short to short term, ay andyan po yung mga treatment facilities, no, that the concessionaires are building up. And I think these are already operational, or most of them are already operational. Compared to the situation in 2019, I think we are much better now because we have these treatment facilities, and of course we also allowed the concessionaires to prepare the deep wells. So these are the short-term solutions. We're in situation like this that we are experiencing, ay meron po tayong mapagkukunan ng additional water supply, no, in case there will be some adjustments on the releases from the Angat Dam. And yung pong Kaliwa Dam, these are the part of the what we call medium to long term, no, which will of course provide a more secure, no, water supply for Metro Manila, even adjacent provinces, no. Although ito pong sa Kaliwa Dam, I think they are now in the final stages of doing the final discussion, engagement with some stakeholders. Although the engineering designs are already completed, no, so may yung engagement lang some of the stakeholders in the area before it can be
so in effect,
construction.
hindi pa actually naumpisahan kasi yung ibang tao akala nila naumpisahan na, hindi pa pala naumpisahan yung actual construction.
Ay hindi pa ho, no? I think yung mga preparation, but very soon, I think very soon kasi medyo malapit na yung discussion with some stakeholders ay nasa final stage
Okay.
na po, no? But
Okay.
in the Marikina River, meron na po ongoing dyan, no? We have one in Marikina River. So I think which will be on stream operational. I think baka within the next within a couple of years, mga within 2 years po, it will be operational. So these are infrastructure projects that of course kailangan ng sufficient time, no, to develop or to be on operations. But I think in the next couple of years, in the between 2 to 3 to 5 years, ay mas makikita po natin na may mga ano na yan, mga mag-operate na. And then while doing that, andyan po yung mga short-term interventions natin,
Okay.
at least to support, no, yung mga situation po like what's happening now.
Okay, puntahan ko naman si Dittie for the last question. Dittie, because you guys are the boots on the ground, so to speak. What preparations has Manila Water done for in anticipation? Kasi I remember our last nightmare with the water shortage was that even the water refilling stations ran out of water. In fact, that was supposed to be my first topic with you, na kailangan pa ba namin bumili sa water refilling station? Hindi ba good na yung tubig ng Manila Water and Maynilad Water? What are the plans on the ground when summer hits big time?
Well, we've actually started preparing since last year. Well, we continue to exercise our facilities, our distribution system to make sure that they are ready when the summer comes, when the demand peaks. No, right now, nabanggit na ni Sir Bill that we have rehabilitated and even constructed new deep wells. This is expected to add up to 115 million liters of water per day pag lahat sila ay napagana. So ilan ngayon ay pinapagana natin just to exercise nga to make sure that they're working well. And also we have our Cardona water treatment plant in Cardona, Rizal, which draws water from Laguna Lake. So hindi ito dependent sa Angat. And we're maximizing this up to its 100 million liters per day capacity. And this supplies water to several towns in Rizal na nakaka-deload naman dito sa central distribution system that draws water from Angat. And doon sa aming operations in our facilities, in our water treatment facilities, yung natural process ng pagtitreat ng water to become potable, meron yung wastewater, yung backwash water na tinatawag. We are recovering this backwash water and retreating it for it to add to our supply. This would add up to 30 million liters of water per day. Yan, malaki rin yun. And right now, we're working at Marikina River nga, and meron tayong maliit na portable water treatment plant dyan, which would draw water from the Marikina River.
Okay.
And this could add up to another 20 million liters of water per day to distribute to nearby towns like
Well, at least
San Mateo.
good to know that you guys are putting together everything so that we will have as much water volume as possible. Anyway, I'm sure we will be talking more often, if not regularly, as the summer comes. And so I will close our interview now regarding this. But at least, it's a positive to note that the things are being done and that no cause for alarm. Okay, so far. Pero magtipid pa rin tayo. Thank you very much, Executive Director David and Dittie Galang of Manila Water. Maraming salamat sa inyo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, that's Executive Director of the National Water Resources Board, Sevillo David Jr., and Corporate Communications Head of Manila Water, Dittie Galang, giving us an update on the water situation. Bumura po ang tubig ninyo, pero magtipid pa rin po kayo dyan sa Metro Manila. Here in Baguio City, ladies and gentlemen, they are very conscious because in many places, water is delivered by trucks all year round. Hindi po ganun kadali makakuha ng tubig. So sila natuto na silang magtipid. So please do likewise. And we'll go for a quick break. When we return, we will now interview our next guest, Attorney Martin Loon. And we will take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran. And for the second part of our interview, we are featuring a relatively young CEO and president. Because normally when you hit CEO or the position of president in big companies, medyo puti na yung buhok mo. At saka marami ng guhit sa mukha mo dahil veterano ka na. But our next guest is a young executive. He graduated law at the University of the Philippines, took up and obtained his Master's of Law degree from Georgetown University Law Center in the USA. And he led Cocolife. He led the company to receive 0 audit findings in its latest ISO audit for the first time in its history. They also got the award. International Business Magazine recognized Cocolife as the most outstanding life insurance company in the Philippines in 2021. Let's bring in the President and CEO of Cocolife, Attorney Martin Loon. Attorney, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to you, Cito. Good morning to all your viewers. It's an honor and privilege to be in your show.
Okay, pero nagtataka ako kasi sabi sa akin na CEO, President, sabi ko, ano yan, kasing tanda ko, mas matanda pa sa akin, batang-bata ka. How on earth did you achieve that position? Because life insurance or insurance in general is not an easy business as many people might think. And you're quite young. How did you manage to achieve that?
Well, I never really expected to land in this job. No, I never even expected to be in the insurance industry because I'm a lawyer by profession. And in 2018, I was invited to be part of the board. And right after that, I think the board realized that it has to, introduce fresh blood and new talent. So when the opportunity came, I instantly accepted the challenge. And along with me, it's not just myself who's young in the organization. There are a lot of very young people working with me in the company. And it's a relatively very young organization. And we've been doing well so far. We've been adjusting to the exigencies of the times. And I think that so far so good naman. I mean,
okay, but you took up law. You graduated UP Law. Aaminin ko sa'yo. Ako, graduate ako UP Law ko. Kasi hindi ako natanggap sa UP Law, na-cut off ako. So I couldn't enroll at the UP Law. Pero UP Law, then you went to Georgetown, you took master's degree. But what is your business path or career path? Kasi some people, our younger audience, I discovered quite recently that we have a lot of young viewers, and they're curious to know about that. How does one reach the CEO level or get invited to the board of a prestigious company like Cocolife?
Well, I was just very lucky and privileged also to have really good mentors. I just can't mention their names, but I've been very, very privileged to have been able to be mentored by really excellent businessmen and who have contributed a lot to Philippine society. And I spent time learning from them. I mean, I enjoy my time really learning from these mentors that I have.
but Attorney Martin, normally law graduate, law office. Ikaw ba, law graduate, law office, or law graduate, corporate lawyer? Paano ba? What is your background?
Yes, after law school, I joined the private sector. I started by being a confidential assistant to a tycoon and learned the ropes from there. I attended all the business meetings. I attended all the some of the a lot of the negotiations, a lot of the business related meetings, and I learned firsthand how it works. So when I got into the board of Cocolife, I absorbed even more knowledge from my colleagues. And I had to read a lot. I must admit, I had to learn. I had to spend long hours reading, learning, and it's something I enjoyed. I enjoy learning up to this day. I enjoy learning, and
Okay.
that discipline of learning really helped me adjust. And the results will speak for itself. I think that the young organization that I lead, not just myself but even my colleagues, have proven themselves to be determined enough to really do well and excel in this field.
Okay, now so you joined a corporation or a big corporation and you learned the ropes because many lawyers who get into the business world, they remain lawyers. But you're CEO president, so parang alam mo you're an interesting case study because how did you determine teka lawyer ako, pwede akong law office lang or puro legal lang? Kasi I have a bunch of friends na talagang puro law ang laman ng utak.
Yes, sir.
How do you transition?
Well, for me, I think you go back to the fundamentals, no. I mean, leading a company, being CEO, or being in top management of any company, is about leadership. It's really about leadership, about discipline, about understanding what you're doing, and understanding the value you give to the world. I think those are the fundamentals. So being a lawyer actually helped me acquire that discipline of learning, to learn whatever it is I had to learn. And kasi sa law, alam naman natin, no, for lawyers, puro basa yan. Puro basa, puro basa, puro basa. And I think that discipline of learning, dinala ko rito. And it really helped me, study and get very involved in the business and learn a lot of new things. And up to this day, I continue to read a lot of business journals and a lot of articles in various business reviews. So it's a continuous learning process, and yung pagiging abogado nakatulong in the sense.
So in effect,
Opo.
being a lawyer, you are essentially, that was the discipline, but you clearly have a keen interest in knowing business models, business operations, etc. Now you got into Cocolife. What did you discover? Because I mean, not everybody finds insurance an interesting corporate or attractive corporate destination. Parang, hello, tatanda ka dyan.
Actually, dami ko na ring puting buhok, no? But I learned to appreciate the value of insurance, especially during the pandemic. No? People come to you and during the most vulnerable times of their lives, when they get sick, when they lose a loved one, when they need cash, when they retire. And that's when people come to you. And dun ko nakita yung insurance is actually an opportunity to serve. No? Insurance is an opportunity to be of service to others. So from that perspective, nagkakaroon ng meaning yung ginagawa mo dahil nakakatulong ka. And I always try to instill this in my organization na nandito naman tayo para magsilbi, nandito tayo para tumulong, nandito tayo para gumawa ng impact sa buhay ng mga kababayan natin. Lalong-lalo na we are a Filipino, dominantly we are a 100% Filipino company. So the minimum expectation is really that we serve our countrymen, we really serve the Philippines in the best possible way. And we try our best to be the finest that we can be, the finest insurance company that we can be. So when I started, a lot of the first steps I took was to improve on the servicing. No? How can we serve our clients better? How can we improve on the servicing?
Okay, now how have you influenced that? Kasi attorney, I am surprised. I have to be honest. I always assume that all the insurance companies in the Philippines are foreign. Kasi wala naman ako nadinig na talaga. Except nga, akala ko nga itong Cocolife is parang, alam mo na, parang educational plan, etc. Can you tell us more on the profile of Cocolife? Because, okay, first, it's a Filipino company. That's already very interesting. But in terms of what it covers, what are the services of Cocolife?
So we're a dominantly group life insurance company. No, we cater to groups that seek to obtain insurance for the group, no, for various groups or various organizations. No?
Mhm.
We're also a healthcare, a group health insurance company, meaning to say we have a healthcare arm which can cover your healthcare needs as an organization. And we also sell individual insurance products. So these are the things that we sell, we dominantly sell. And so far so
Okay.
good. For the past 2 years of the pandemic, we've covered over 1 billion worth of COVID-related claims. And to me, that was an accomplishment. Siyempre, kakabahan ka pag maraming claims. But at the same time, iisipin mo rin na opportunity rin yun para makatulong at opportunity rin yun para gawin yung purpose ng insurance, no? To be there during the bad times, not only the good times. Nung nagka-pandemic, of course, there were a lot of uncertainties. We were not very sure about, how claims would turn out, how the business would turn out. But at the start of the pandemic, we made this decision as Filipinos. We made this decision as a Filipino company. We will cover all COVID-related claims. We will cover all COVID, death, health, whatever claims. And we did it in the most efficient, most effective possible way. And for me, yung pagbayad namin ng claims, especially during that time when things were very uncertain, really defined the organization and really defined our role as insurers in the Philippines. We have to be there not only during the good times, we have to be there even during the bad times.
Okay, but did COVID also make your potential customers or clients come to realize na teka, baka mas maigi nga yung may insurance kasi a lot of people are hesitant to get insurance. Was there an increase in the number of customers or companies, corporations taking out insurance?
Yes, definitely. There was a really noticeable increase in premiums, especially during COVID. And I think this is partly because, people realize the value of insurance now, especially during uncertain times. And second of all, I think the rapid evolution of how we do business played a huge factor in introducing insurance to the public. As you know now, yung digital workspace natin, yung digitalization ng karamihan sa atin, compels people to be on their gadgets or to be on their computers or laptops more often or at a much longer periods of time. And this really helped the company, and not just Cocolife, I probably can also say for other industries or other companies, to introduce their products in a more effective and efficient way. No, I mean, ang daming tao ngayon nasa gadgets, nasa Facebook, nasa online, sa digital platforms nila. And this trend helped us introduce Cocolife, helped us introduce our products to the public at a faster pace. And I think malaking factor yun. Malaking factor yun para mas tangkilikin ng public yung mga produkto natin.
Wait a minute. Okay, now the question is how big a company or how many employees must a company have in order to qualify as a group for Cocolife? Kasi I do consultancies for some companies here and there, and I remember some of them would say, hindi, Cito, naglagay na lang ako ng 1 million or 2 million sa bangko. Pag may nagkasakit, doon na lang kami kumukuha. Sabi ko, well, that seems practical, pero that is a depleting resource. Now, but they would say, Cito, maliit lang kami. How big a group must a company be?
Well, ideally, at the very least, 20 to 30 would be sufficient. No? I mean, we cater to groups as small as 20 to 30 employees, all the way to companies with thousands of employees. And our products and our services are really we are flexible enough to suit them to various needs of the consumers. So in our case, a small organization can qualify as a group life insured, no? So kung maliit na organization, tanggap pa rin namin yon, and we're able to still cater to their needs and serve the needs of these clients.
What should be the first priority of a company owner or a business owner? Let's say may lumapit sa akin, Kuyang, napanood ko yung si Attorney Loon, pero hindi ko alam, kailangan ba namin yan? I mean, what would be the priority insurance package that businesses should take out?
Feeling ko yung group health, no, group life with a healthcare rider is one of the most important kasi pag nagkakasakit ka and pag unexpected, may illness or may sakit, at least may sasalo na sa employees at that time. And napakalaking tulong nito. I mean, I've had a lot of discussions with mga post-service discussions with our clients. And you will really see the value of insurance when the tragic event or when the sickness happens. Doon mo makikita na it's really very helpful to have something to count on. Pagpasok mo, may card ka or may QR code ka. Pagpasok mo sa ospital, covered na agad. Napakalaking bagay na hindi mo na iisipin yon. Kasi it's difficult enough to be sick, no? It's difficult enough to go through a difficult point of your life, but at least that part is already covered, and you can anticipate the cost by paying the premiums on a regular basis.
Okay, no, Martin, I have to, sorry, but kailangan mag-comparison din tayo kasi may mga pilosopo no? And some people say, meron namang PhilHealth zero balance billing Sabi ko, sige, bahala kayo. But you're the expert, so hindi ako magmamarunong, no? Some people will say, okay na yung PhilHealth. What's the reality?
Well, I think malaking tulong pa rin yung private insurers sa buhay ng tao. I mean, it's really good to have a maganda na po na yung Pilipinas, we have our own healthcare insurance provider, PhilHealth and all of that. Pero yung supplement ng private insurers are still very important. Especially when the costs of your illness is high, no? The help na nabibigay natin it really can supplement whatever the government health insurance system is able to provide. So malaking bagay po talaga yung private health insurance programs. PhilHealth is okay, but I mean a good addition would really be a private health insurance program.
Okay, now what about the nightmares with these foreign, and I'm repeating, foreign insurance companies? Kasi I've had my nightmares with them na sabi sa amin, automatic yan, Cito. First claim mo, re-reject ka niyan. Makikipagbasag ulo ka pa or you will probably end up saying, gusto nyong madyaryo? But how is it with Cocolife? I mean, you said it's a Filipino company, and I would assume because you are a Filipino company, Filipino organization, you have more heart.
Well, perhaps ako, I can only speak for Cocolife and myself. As a Filipino and as a Filipino insurer, parati ko sinasabi sa mga tao, it's important to really have that Filipino trait of malasakit when you deal with your clients and customers. Empathy is very, very important. We always try to put ourselves in the shoes of our clients. We always try to put ourselves in the shoes of our customers and understand the difficulties they go through. It cannot just be a business, purely a business mindset when you deal with the insuring public. You have to care about your people. You have to care about the people you serve. And that care has to come from something deep, no? Napakahirap ng buhay ng mga kababayan natin, and this is actually an instrument of service for them that we can render. And sinasabi ko, no, I mean, mahirap naman kung negosyo lang yung nasa isip. Napakahalaga na magkaroon ng malalim na malasakit para sa mga kababayan natin. At yun yung ine-emphasize ko sa organization, no? I mean, matagal na tong nakasulat sa mga pader namin or nakasulat sa mga guidebooks namin about empathy, about service, about integrity and excellence. But sabi ko, these are not just words written on walls. These words have to be lived out with the way we serve the public, by the way we serve the people who entrust their premiums with us. And that is a constant effort, a constant drive for us to improve. And we have been improving. We have taken great strides in improving at our servicing. We've improved on how we deliver our services to our clients. And personally, ako, if there's one thing I'm so hands-on about, it's really the customer service aspect of the business. Halos araw-araw, tinatawagan ko yung head of customer care namin at tinatanong ko siya, kamusta yung servicing, kamusta yung pagserbisyo natin sa mga pumapasok or mga pumapasok na claims. And we try to do it as fast as we can. So a lot of improvements have been made on that side. And as far as we are concerned, we try our best to accommodate every possible claim, lalong-lalo na kung talagang valid. And then to us, no, that's a service that Cocolife is really proudly rendering to our people.
Do you have like parang si President Duterte 3-7-21? If it is simple, 3 days dapat tapos na yan. If it is mildly complicated, 7 days. Pag complicated, 21 lang or else. Kayo ba sa Cocolife, do you have that rule?
Yes, meron. In fact, we try to do it on the same day. Kung may claim sa umaga, we try to process the claim, and kung wala namang tanong sa requirements at wala namang questions sa authenticity ng mga submissions, we try to pay it out as fast as we could. And in fact, we've increased our payment channels, we increased our manpower to be able to cater to the demand. So habang tumataas yung sales at tumataas yung premiums, ini-improve din namin yung servicing side. Kasi for me, that's the best way to market din naman, to have really good service. Kasi when people talk about your service, people talk about how fast, how efficient, how effective you serve your clients, lalago at lalago yung business. And to me, that's the most important thing. We really have to focus on the servicing aspect of the business. Because when you serve your people well, people will talk about you in a good way and sales will come in. So it's really a function of that to me.
Well, I'll have to close it at this point, but I think you've said it all, Martin. And thank you for joining us, Attorney Martin Loon, CEO, President of Cocolife. More power to you guys.
Thank you so much, Cito, and thank you so much to all of your viewers. Salamat.
Okay. Same day. Kung kaya daw going same day, pwede nang i-address, ayusin yung inyong claim. So try them out and check them out. In the meantime, I leave you with our blessing for this week. It is from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 26. For God gives wisdom and knowledge and joy to a man who is good in his sight. Okay? But to the sinner, he gives the work of gathering and collecting that he may give to him who is good before God. So be good and believe in God. Have a great day. Thank you, Lord, for helping us and working with us today. Kahit papano, our first remote broadcast here on Agenda. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day. God bless all of you.